Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Candid Meena. And today we have some, piece of interesting news. To begin with, the first piece of news is with regards to Rhea Chakravarti. And as you know, in yesterday's podcast, we had discussed that Rhea Chakravarti is allowed to travel outside India, and when she is a prime accused in a case, in the SSR case. Now, Rhea Chakravarti won't be attending the IFA Awards 2022, and she says that she was not aware of the lookout notice against her. So, Rhea Chakravarti was set to travel to Abu Dhabi from June 2nd to 5th to attend the 22nd edition of IFA. However, the actress has now told the special court under the NDPS Act that she will not be attending the award ceremony. Rhea informed the court that while making an application last week seeking permission for traveling to Abu Dhabi, she was not aware that a lookout notice was issued by an agency against her. Advocate Nikhil Manshinde, representing Rhea Chakravarti, was present in the court along with Special Public Prosecutor Atul Sarpande, representing the agency. Manshinde told the court that the actress had filed a miscellaneous application for return of passport and permission to travel abroad, which was partly allowed by the court. But in this regard, Rhea, accused number one in the case registered by the NCB, states that she will not be availing the order and won't be traveling this time, and therefore she won't be required to comply with the conditions laid down in the order. Manishinde categorically stated that while filing the application, they were not aware of a lookout notice issued by the agency against Rhea Chakravarti. Therefore, the actress won't avail passport and travel abroad for the IFA Awards. With this, the court asked the agency for the investigating officer of NCB to take note of it. They were directed to issue a passport to Rhea Chakravarti. The actress has filed a plea to the court stating that she was invited by the director and co-founder of IFA to give away an award on June 3rd and host an interaction during the main ceremony. Her plea requested permission to travel to Abu Dhabi from June 2nd to 8th. However, the court granted her permission only till June 5th, as the next date of hearing in her case is on June 7th. So, friends, first of all, she was invited by the director and co-founder of IFA to give away an award. So, this director and co-founder of IFA, very well knows that she is a prime accused in the SSR case. And why is IFA awards being conducted outside India? Is there any particular purpose? And that too in UAE, where it is where you have cities like Dubai and Abu Dhabi, which has a huge history with the underworld and Mumbai film industry. So is it purposely done that the awards are being staged outside India? So this is a question which came up in my mind. And the actress had stated in her application that due to the case registered against her, she has suffered significant setbacks to her acting career and has incurred a financial loss. Hence, opportunities such as these are extremely important for her future prospects in the film industry and greatly impact her ability to earn her own livelihood. So, she also mentioned that her parents are financially dependent on her. So now she states that opportunities such as these, which means traveling outside India for the IFA awards, is extremely important for a career or future prospects. But when people have clearly seen through her real character, and they are actively boycotting her films left and right, I mean, how does she think that people will forget all what she has done in the past and will sort of accept her and go and see and go and watch her films in the theater? So coming to the next piece of news. So coming to the next piece of news is with regards to Aryan Khan and Ananya Pandey. Friends, all of you know that there was a series of WhatsApp chats which came into light when NCB under Samir Wankade was investigating the Aryan Khan drugs case. So now Aryan Khan had alleged that Ananya Pandey gave him drugs to dispose of after she caught her sister smoking weed. However, Ananya denied the allegation and said that Aryan Khan is lying. Ananya Pandey, in a detailed reply to the NCB, said that Aryan Khan has lied about her giving him weed, stated the charge sheet. In her statement, she spoke at length about her friendship with actor with actor SRK's son Aryan, and the WhatsApp chats between them in 2019. Aryan, in a statement to the NCB, had alleged that Ananya gave him weed after taking it from her younger sister. However, Ananya called Aryan's statement false and said, I am unaware as to why he is lying about this. Aryan had said in a statement to NCB last year, Ananya has a younger sister who was caught by Ananya with weed. She was about 15 to 16 years old at this time. She was not a regular smoker and was misled. When Ananya found out, she did not want their parents to know. So she gave me the weed to dispose of, and I did. Ananya said that she and Aryan had been friends since childhood, as their parents had been friends too. She said, we were close friends until 2019, but after that, we both got involved in our work and drifted apart. However, we are still in touch and talk occasionally. I want to state that I have never given any drugs contraband to anyone. I have never offered to give drugs or contraband to anyone. I have never been offered to pay anyone for drugs or contraband. I am not in the business of drug delivery or peddling. I do not know any drug dealer, she said in a statement. Ananya added that her sister was into smoking loose tobacco until 2020. However, she is not into drugs. Ananya added that her sister does visit a psychologist for her eating disorder and such issues. I want to state that, as per my knowledge, nobody in my friend circle consumes any drug contraband. However, they might be consuming but never in front of me, she said. With regards to the 2019 chat with Aryan Khan, Ananya said it was a joke. It was said as a joke in an attempt to be funny, as I have never bought, sold, or consumed drugs slash contraband. I want to state that any mention of weed was said in a joke in an attempt to be funny. She further added, Aryan's reply was, I will take it from you in secret, which was in context to my initial joke to tease me. Friendly banter between friends, according to me. In actuality, there was nothing there to give. It was always a joke. About the word weed in jest, Ananya explained the context. She said that it was about the cover charge being paid for a table at a nightclub, which means the minimum amount to be paid to enter the nightclub and occupy a space. For example, if the cover charge is rupees 10,000 and five people are going, each person will pay 2,000 rupees each. This was all discussed in a WhatsApp group where Aryan and actor Arbaz were also members. And Arbaz had mentioned booking a space at a nightclub, and Arbaz wrote that the money that everyone would have to pay would be 2.5k per person. To this, Ananya said, can I pay you with a joint and some weed? And Arbaz replied, haha, I don't smoke. He mentioned that someone else did and so she should give it to him. Ananya explained that her reply was only friendly banter and said it was a joke, as I was being sarcastic about the cover charges. She further added, I do not remember the name of the nightclub or if we even met after that, as happened in 2019. There were sentences in WhatsApp chat like Aryan saying, you bought the weed. To which she answered, I'm sending it now. Also, a line stating, nice doing business with you. Ananya stated that this was all a continuation of the joke itself, and it was all friendly banter. There's another chat from 2019 where Ananya called Aryan bro, and he did not like it and asked, what's with this bro thing you have started? However, Ananya accepted that she and Aryan had consumed alcohol and cigarettes together, but never drugs. So, friends, few points from this report is that Ananya said that all this was a joke and she never was involved in sort of consuming drugs or selling or procuring drugs, and that she also states that Aryan Khan lied about this. So that's a huge statement from Ananya Pandey. That Aryan Khan had alleged that Ananya Pandey gave him drugs to dispose of after she caught her sister smoking weed, and that Ananya denied this allegation and said that Aryan Khan is lying. So Ananya is clearly stating that Aryan Khan is lying on this particular point, and she also states another point is that with regards to, she said it's about the cover charge about being paid for a table at a nightclub. So, friends, I wonder if the investigating agencies, would have asked or probed further on this reservation of that nightclub on that particular day, and if they could find some, particular record of this sort of booking and see, if whatever she said is true or not. But all in all, for me, it looks highly suspicious, and I think, I don't see any truth in either Ananya or Aryan, but that's my opinion. So, coming to the next piece of news is with regards to Wazi and Anil Deshmukh. Now, court allows Wazi to turn approver in a graft case against Anil Deshmukh, and CBI, during its submission before the court, backed Wazi's request in order to unravel the truth and to prove the role and complicity of the other accused persons in commission of offences. Now, a special Mumbai court on Wednesday agreed to allow dismissed Mumbai police officer Sachin Waze become an approver in the corruption case registered against former Maharashtra Home Minister Anil Deshmukh by the CBI. So, Waze approached the special court last week seeking permission to testify against NCP leader Anil Deshmukh, who is in jail after he was forced to step down in April 2021 after being named in one case each by CBI and ED. A special holiday court here on Saturday remanded Anil Deshmukh in a 14-day judicial custody in connection with an alleged money laundering case. CBI, during its submission before the court, backed Waze's request in order to unravel the truth and to prove the role and complicity of other accused persons in commission of offences. If accused, Waze volunteers to make full and true disclosure of the whole circumstances with knowledge about his involvement and the involvement of other accused persons in the case. This honorable court, by imposing just and proper conditions, may pass an appropriate order for making him an approver in the interest of justice in accordance with the law. This is what the agency said. And Waze has also asked ED to let him become an approver in a money laundering case against Anil Deshmukh. Apart from two cases against Deshmukh, in which Waze was the co-accused, the former Assistant Commissioner of Police is also the prime accused in the Antilla explosive scare, the related murder of Thane trader Mansukh Hiren, and the custodial death of Khwaja Yunus, an accused in the 2002 Ghatkopar bomb blast case. So, friends, now that Waze has become an approver in the case against Anil Deshmukh, I really hope that the central agencies take this opportunity, especially the CBI, and have a sort of try to probe Sachin Waze to get more details in the investigation of the SSR and Disha murder case. And we'll have hopefully have a quick update on the SSR and Disha case. But we'll have to wait and see, how things, turn out. As far as I'm concerned, I still think that, before the next national election or the Maharashtra state election, only then we will get to see some movement in the SSR and Disha case. So, coming to the next piece of news is with regards to Kangana Ranout. Now, Kangana Ranout, as you know, her film Darker, flopped big time. And Kangana Ranout, her next film is called Tejas, and it's being reshot and readied for direct OTT release after Darker's failure. So, can you imagine that Kangana Ranout is her next film Tejas will not have a theatrical release and will be OTT platforms. So what does that say? That either the producer or the director does not have enough confidence in her that her films will sort of be a hit in the box office, and that's why they're making this sort of move to directly release this film on OTT platforms. Now, in fact, the grapevine claim, in fact, the media claims that the post that darkened debacle that the makers of the film RSV are reshooting certain portions as well as planning to release the film directly on OTT. Now, revealing details about the same, An insider told media that post Darkad, the makers of Tejas have decided on reshooting certain portions of the film to avoid making a similar mistake. Now, besides this, given the recent box office turmoil of Kangana, media feels that Tejas will fare better, or I mean, the makers or the producers feels that Tejas will fare better if it features a direct to OTT release. Now, asked for details about the release, and he continues. Roni Sruwala and the RSVP team working on Tejas are still brainstorming about a direct to OTT release. They are yet to lock a platform and a date. But currently, the general consensus is that an OTT release will be beneficial to all parties, producer, actor, and director. They do not want to be caught surprised with a similar box office fate as Ducker and would want to secure the commercials. So, however, to gain a little more clarity on the subject, media reached out to RSVP who denied the developments completely. In fact, as per RSVP, the film is still slated for a theatrical release in October. Dispelling the rumors as hearsay, the production house asserts that while certain portions of the film are yet to be shot, the same will be completed in time for an October 2022 release. As for the date itself, the makers of the Tejas film reiterate that the film will release in theaters on October 5th. And Tejas, which is set in 2016, revolves around a daring female fighter pilot and a decision by the Indian Air Force to induct women into combat roles. So now RSVP, they are clearly stating that um, the film will release on theaters on October 5th. But again, they have not made up their mind, whether to do a straight theatrical release or an OTT release. From what I can understand at this point of time, because of the past flops of Kangana's films like Darkad, right? So even if they sort of decide to release it directly on OTT or premiere it directly on OTT platforms, I really wonder, in terms of business, which OTT platform will sort of buy these sort of films, because even at the end of the day, business is business and they have to sort of make money too. So it'll be quite interesting to see which OTT platform purchases the rights to screen this new film Tejas. So coming to the next piece of news is with regards to the gangster Lawrence Bishnoi. And as I mentioned a few days back, that Lawrence Bishnoi is a gangster who even threatened the likes of Salman Khan. Now, lately, Lawrence Bishnoi claims rivalry with Moosewala and tells cops his gang members killed the singer. Um, he told Delhi police. Now, Lawrence Bishnoi, who is in remand of Delhi police, has reportedly confessed to having ordered the killing of Sidhu Moosewala. Yes, I got Sidhu Moosewala killed, and this is what he told the Delhi police. Now, Bishnoi has told investigators that his gang members, including Canada-based Goldie Brar, hatched a conspiracy and killed Sidhu Moosewala. The confession in front of the police would again have to be accepted by Bishnoi in court to allow the judicial system to take a call on calling Bishnoi guilty or not. Delhi police are sharing inputs of interrogation of Vishnoi with Punjab police that has been separately seeking custody of Vishnoi, who is lodged in Tihar jail and is facing a trial under the Maharashtra Control of Organized Crime Act in the national capital. Vishnoi had requested the court not to hand him over to Punjab police, claiming that he feared being eliminated in a fake encounter. A local court on May 31st has remanded Bishnoi to Delhi police. The 30-year-old Lawrence Bishnoi, ringleader of the 700-member gang of criminals, has come under the police radar with Canada-based gangster Goldie Brar claiming responsibility of Musewala's murder. Brar, a close aide of Vishnoi, claimed responsibility for murder via Facebook to avenge the killing of youth Akali Dal leader Vicky Midukara last year. So, friends, I mean, this gangster is making a lot of headlines. First he threatens the likes of Salman Khan, and now he is openly saying that he is responsible for the death of this singer Sidhu Moosewala. So we'll have to wait and see, what is the logical conclusion of this particular case. But I really don't understand. In India, we have why is there selective action on selective cases? Like, why can't we have swift action being taken in the case of SSR or Disha or Jia Khan? Because apparently we all know that there are big people involved from the politician side, and also key people in the film industry, and that's why maybe there's no movement from the central agencies on these particular cases. And where there's not much of sort of political people involved, or sort of big key figures in the film industry, we have noticed that the cases move very swiftly. And there's quite a lot of evidence also, and so we hear a lot of news in these aspects. We do hope that and I do hope personally that in India, that sort of law is you know not meant for, I mean, law should be equal for whether you're rich or whether you're the common man. Law should be the same for everyone, right? And it should not be that the rich and powerful get away with anything they like, because it apparently seems so, right? And we do hope that judicial reforms come in India, and that all the sort of cases they get justice, like the SSR case, or the Jia Khan case, or the Disha Salin case, and many other cases where big people have been involved from the politician side or the film industry side. So coming to the next piece of news is with regards to Subramanian Swamy. And Subramanian Swamy drops a bombshell, and he targets Amit Shah and his son Jay Shah with allegations of match fixing in IPL 2022. So Subramania Swamy has dropped a bombshell by alleging match fixing and in the just concluded IPL, as he took potshots at Amit Shah and his son Jay Shah. The outspoken BJP leader said that he would approach the court with a PIL on the matter. Swamy said that the probe was necessary to clear the air, but he did not expect the government to act since the Indian Cricket Board was being controlled by Amit Shah's dictator son Jay Shah. There is a widespread feeling in intelligence agencies that the Tata IPL cricket outcomes were rigged. It may require a probe to clear the air, for which the PIL may be necessary, since government will not do it, as Jay Shah is de facto director of BCCI, Swami wrote on Twitter. The just concluded IPL was won by newly inducted team Gujarat Titans, who beat Rajasthan Royals, as you know. The final was hosted at the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad, with Amit Shah being one of the top guests. And Twitter had exploded with allegations of match fixing, as many felt that making Gujarat Titans win under a Gujarati captain, Hardik Pandya, at a stadium named after the Indian Prime Minister who hails from Gujarat was too much of a coincidence. Jay Shah, the son of Amit Shah, is the secretary of the Indian Cricket Board. Now, last month, the CBI had booked 7 suspected punters in connection with 2 separate cases related to alleged fixing of the 2019 IPL matches, based on inputs from Pakistan. A report by news agency PTI said that those named in the FIR included Dilip Kumar, based in Rohini, Delhi, Guram Vasu and Guram Satish, based in Hyderabad, Sajan Singh, Prabhulal Meena, Ram Avatar, and Amit Kumar Sharma, all from Rajasthan. So it's nothing surprising that I have always felt that cricket, especially IPL matches, in my opinion, is always rigged, because there's a lot of money involved in betting, and people are just blindly watching IPL matches and thinking that everything is fair and square, and everything is very straight. But I seriously feel that when there's so much of money involved, money, glamour, you know and whatnot, so all these things, I feel, I do, it makes sense that Subramanian Swami is pointing out this rightly. And, if there is, some truth to what or some evidence, if, Swami he should take it up, in my opinion, right? So, coming to the next piece of news is with regards to PM Modi, and India saw a record foreign direct investment of $84 billion last year. PM Modi said on Friday as he addressed the groundbreaking ceremony of the UP Investor Summit. Now, today the world is seeing India's potential and appreciating India's performance. We are among the fastest growing economies in the G20 economies. India is at number two in the global retail index. Now, as the NDA government completes 8 years at the center, the Prime Minister compared the pre 2014 and the post NDA era, while saying before 2014 we had only a few hundred startups. But today, the number of registered startups in the country is almost reaching 70,000 mark. More recently, India has also made a record of 100 unicorns. So unicorns are startup companies which have become very big businesses. So that's the meaning of unicorn in business. He has often hit out at Congress, accusing the party of ignoring the country's development. Last year, a record FDI of $84 billion came from more than 100 countries of the world. India has created a new record in the last financial year by exporting merchandise worth more than $417 billion, that is 30 lakh crore rupees. PM Modi made the remarks after laying the foundation stones of 1,406 projects worth more than 80,000 crores at the Lucknow event. In attendance were Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, Rajnath Singh, and Mangalam Birla. In 2014, there were only 65 million broadband subscribers in the country. Today, the number has exceeded 78 crores in 2014. Now, today, rupees. So, from 200 rupees to 11 rupees, the cost has come down for 1 GB of data. India is one of the countries in the world that has such cheap data. This is what Modi ji said. And we have worked to strengthen India as a nation with our reforms. One nation, one tax GST, one nation, one grid, one nation, one mobility card, one nation, one ration card. All these efforts are a reflection of our solid and clear policies, he stressed. So in my opinion, all these economic decisions, what he has undertaken is quite beneficial for our country, India, as we are the number two among the economies in the G20 economies. So, and we have exported a lot of businesses, and so we won't see a lot of people said that the India will have the same fate as the Sri Lankan economy, and I don't think that is even remotely possible. Now, but only thing Modi ji stresses is that he said that one nation, one tax, GST, one nation, one grid. I also wanted to add one more thing is that why not one law for all people, irrespective of whether they are politicians or whether they are actors or whether they are the common man? Why do why is the law favoring the rich and powerful in India? Shouldn't it be one nation, one law for everyone also? This is my question to PM Modi ji. And so that's all the news for today. And if you do like the all the news bits in every session, in every evening session, do make sure to hit the like button. And we will be having our live show tomorrow at 8 p.m. as usual, because for the past few days we know that we have been having recorded sessions, but we'll be restarting our live sessions tomorrow at 8 p.m. live, where you can join in live, ask your questions, interact with us. And so have a good evening, everyone. Bye.